Okay, another action-packed edition of Sports This Morning has just kicked off from Channels Television Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Austin Okon-Akpan. Welcome on board on the show today. We'll continue our look at the 26th edition of the African Champions Cup Basketball Championship that is going on in SOUSSE right there in Tunisia. Nigeria, as we told you yesterday, will not qualify for the semi-finals because Kano failed to win their last game. They will be playing in a classification game today. We'll also talk about the 2014 CHAN preparations. Coach Stephen Keshi is trying to build a team that can go to South Africa and win on their debut. They played Niger Tornadoes yesterday and then they defeated Niger Tornadoes by 2-0. On Saturday, they'll be playing Plateau United. Coach Stephen Keshi has said he will pick his players on merit. So much to talk about this morning. We'll also take a look at the Carling Cup, the Capital One Cup. I keep saying Carling Cup, Capital One Cup, where Manchester United, they traveled to the Britannia Stadium to defeat Stoke City by 2-0. David Moyes is smiling, but someone will say, what's the Capital One Cup all about? That Manchester United should do more in the league and in the Champions League. We'll take a quick look at highlights from the Capital One Cup between Stoke City and Manchester United. We'll come back, we'll start from basketball, and then we'll walk with us. Stay with us, we'll right back. Stay.
Is replaced by number 10, Marko Arnautovic.
Yeah, Austrian who did score in the last. Oh, there's a good hit! He's given up plenty, Ashley Young! And Manchester United breakthrough! A ferocious strike from Young. A goal of great personal import. And for Manchester United, of great corporate importance. Young went, received back from Hernandez and lashed it home. Forced it through Thomas Sorensen, who got a piece of it but was never keeping it out. A smile plays on the lips of David Moyes as Ashley Young scores his first Manchester United goal for a year and a half. And a contest that was crying out for something special. Evra. Young. Evra. That should do it for Manchester United. Sweet right-footed finish from the French left back. And the champions should be out of sight now. And once more, Ashley Young, importantly, in the thick of it. Here's the little dribble and dink, Evra's the take, and the gorgeous finish. Splendidly shaped, with his supposedly weaker foot beyond the grasp of Thomas Sorensen. And
sweet goal scored by Patrice Evra there, but you can also call it a tale of Ashley Young scoring that fantastic goal. Almost for more than a year he hasn't scored a goal for Manchester United. That's a good way to come back. Let's hope Manchester United can consolidate. So with that win, Manchester United have qualified for the semi-finals of the Capital One Cup. They will play Sunderland, and then Manchester City will play West Ham. Remember, West Ham defeated Tottenham by 2-1. Guess where? At White Hart Lane. More troubles for Spurs. Okay, we promised you we'll talk basketball today on the show. 26th edition of the African Champions Cup that is taking place in SOUSSE, Tunisia. I have someone that loves talking about basketball. Femi Adefeso is with us this morning, and together we shall be talking sports. Femi, it's good to have you on the program.
It's always a pleasure, Austin.
Okay, let me tell you how excited I was when Kano defeated Primero de Augusto. For me, it was like, we have the trophy already. But today, they're not even in the semi-finals.
Yes, I was as excited as you were, Austin, when they took that first game, 75-73. Defending champions, 7-time champions.
Yeah.
So we all thought, just like any other bouts, in wrestling or in boxing, when you defeat the defending champion, you are touted as one of the favorites.
Yeah.
Actually, coming into this, Kano Pillars were unbeaten, during the qualifier. So I felt they started well. In the next game, they lost to Al Ali, of Benghazi, of Libya. It was a very narrow one, 95 to 98 to 93 in that one. I felt because those guys, if you look at them, they are 3-time Arab champions, Arab Champions League champions. So I felt it was a very tough game for them. But getting back and losing scandalously to Recreativo Libolo, in that fashion, 80 to 57. My God, I was wondering what happened to that team. They just dissipated just like that. However, they got back to winning ways against Urunani of Burundi. In the subsequent game, they blew them out completely there, 72 to 38. So I felt okay, things were going on right. They've gotten their stride back. But now the last game against Malabo, I was surprised myself, because if you look at the log at that point in time, Kano Pillars had won 2 and lost 2, while Malabo lost 1, and I won 1 and lost 3. So going to that game, all Kano Pillars needed was, even if they lost, at least it's a 3 points differential loss would have taken them to the round of 16, which is the semi-finals. So I felt nothing is going to stop them, because Malabo came to this competition by default. They didn't win their league, competitively. The team they were supposed to play against decided not to show up, and they won. So I felt Kano Pillars had everything in their ride to go all the way. But surprisingly for me, they lost that game by 6 points, 91 to 85, and before I knew it, they were out of the competition. Now they'll be playing for scraps on the classification games.
Very sad.
Yeah, they'll be playing LPRC Oilers. They beat LPRC Oilers during the qualifier, so I don't think this should be a match. And LPRC has not won a game yet, in this competition. So
okay, but that's it. Group A table you saw just now on your screen. Kano Pillars are in Group B, and it's no surprise that Premier de Augusto they topped the table with 5. They played 5, they won 4 and lost just 1, and Kano Pillars gave them that defeat. And then as Femi said, that was what we were all looking at. They were going to consolidate and then go on to do big things. Libolo of Angola, the second on the table, 9 points also. Ali Benghazi of Libya, they are third on the table. Malabo Kings of Equatorial Guinea, fourth. Kano Pillars of Nigeria, fifth, and Urunani of Burundi, sixth on the table. So that's it. Basketball for you this month. Kano Pillars, they are undisputed champions in Nigeria,
undisputed,
but struggling at the continental stage. What is the problem?
Well, I think it's a reflection of how our basketball has been over the years. If you look at even right from the Afro Basket edition that took place in Cote d'Ivoire, our male team, got to the quarterfinals and lost out. Same thing went for the D Tigers too when they went to Maputo. They got to the quarterfinals and they lost out to the same thing. If you look at even the First Deep Water basketball clubs, with our female champions, they also went to Morocco earlier this month, and they also lost out in the quarterfinals. So I think there's a lot of in-house reconstruction, let me use that word, that needs to be done. I think we have the talents, but our preparation, putting together and planning for these competitions. When I spoke with the Kano Pillars coach, he said they barely even had time for training camp.
That's always a story.
For the competition, and they had new injections from other clubs just to fortify their squad. So there was no time to synergize and go and meet these guys. If you look at the host of note that are playing here, Recreativo de Libolo, they have the reigning MVP of the African Champions Cup, talking about Carlos Moraes, who coincidentally was the MVP of the Afro Basket that just took place in Cote d'Ivoire. So you could a formidable squad. Even the Premier de Augusto side, they have 7 members of the all concrete Angolan squad, in that team, including their head coach. We're talking about Paulo Macedo. He is the head coach of Angola. So this is experience all the way. And these guys, most of them play at home. So we just need to try and up our game when it comes to the organization of our league. Let it be more competitive. Let the whole world see that they have a lot of talent. If these guys play together, if our league runs, like a professional league that it needs to run, I think these guys have what it takes to compete. They've shown it. For them to have been able to defeat Premier de Augusto, the Angolan team, so by just home-based players. So I think everything is possible for basketball in Nigeria. All we just need is preparation and planning, and things will go on well.
Group A table right there on your screen. Sahel of Tunisia, and topping that table there with 9 points. Sporting Alexandria of Egypt, second. Constantinos of Algeria, third. And Tali of Gabon. Ferroviario Beria of Mozambique, and Olias, as Femi told you, that Nigeria will be playing today. Right?
Yes, we'll be playing today by 12 12 noon. We'll be playing the LPR Royals of Liberia. Like I said, we took them out during the qualifier, so I don't think this will be a problem, for the Kano Pillars. So if they win this one, they will play the winners between Urunani and Ferrovario and Beira in that game for the 9th, position.
Femi, I'll get you talking again, and I will tell you why or how it could be a problem for Kano Pillars. But let me get the viewers talking. Remember, you can be part of this show. Are you a lover of basketball? Let's hear from you. What do you think? What's the way forward? Nigeria, the men's team, ranked 2nd in Africa, but yet to win the FIBA championship. We're not doing very well in continental club competitions. What do you think Nigeria can do to make basketball shine again? Talk to us on Twitter with channels_sports, on Facebook with channels-sports. We want solutions. We want a way out of these.